Hello everyone, welcome. This week I am going to talk about a topic that I've been getting a lot of feedback about from a lot of people specifically at this time. So that's usually how I decide to make my videos, is depending on the feedback that I get at any given moment. And for this week's video, I wanted to talk about the energetic changes that have been occurring in personal relationships. And any relationship of any sort. It could be family, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be friendships. All of these relationships are being tested, in a sense, in 2015. And it has a lot to do with the collective awakening that's occurring on the planet, and its effects are going to be noticed in our relationships with other people. Now, the feedback that I've been getting is something like this. I was on a Skype call with a friend, and she mentioned how she was having a really difficult time with a friendship right now, that she had had this friend for so long, but she felt incompatible with that friend at this particular moment. What was she to do? And then I received an email from another friend expressing that she had gone to a family gathering, and that she noticed when she was at this family gathering, she just didn't feel like she wanted to be there. She didn't feel like she had the same connection with her own family. And she wanted to know, what do I do about this? What do I do about all of these changes in relationships? And so my answer to that would be to start talking about the topic of non-attachment. It is so important for us to live through these moments right now in a non-attached way. I've written a lot about attachment, and I'm going to leave a link to one of my articles, one of my posts that discusses non-attachment, so you could read a little bit further if you'd like. But the idea that these 2015 energies are so powerful, they are shaking, they are rattling, and they are changing everything. This is where non-attachment becomes so important. Because non-attachment, when I talk about it in terms of things like your car or your house or your anything, any material thing, it's usually easier to practice. But when it comes to personal relationships, the topic of non-attachment becomes more difficult. The skill becomes more difficult to learn. But it's so important right now to live without attachment in terms of personal relationships, because the energy of 2015 is shaking us. It's making us move. And the image that I like to give about the movement in terms of personal relationships is like a dance. Suppose that life is this huge dance floor and it's full of people dancing. And sometimes you may dance with one person, and then you may turn around and dance with another, or you may turn around and dance with a whole group of people, and then turn around and dance with another group of people. And there's this fluidity on the dance floor that's never ending. There's no need to feel fear. There's no need to feel attachment. In fact, it's necessary that you not grasp at anyone, right? Because if you're dancing with one partner, you may be dancing with another one in 3 minutes or 2 minutes. So the idea that you live life, including personal relationships, without attachment is essential right now. And on an energetic level, I can explain a little bit more what's going on. Basically, if you continue to think of life as this dance, the energy of 2015 is whispering in your ear. Maybe there are some relationships that you have right now that need to fall away. And it could be permanently, or it could be for a month, or a year, or 10 years. We don't know. But when you feel a pull in your heart that tells you, I don't feel energetic compatibility with this person, even if that person is your biological family, there is nothing wrong with bidding farewell to that person, at least right now, and saying, I'm going to go dance over here with someone else. That friend of mine that sent me an email and said she was at a family gathering and felt like she didn't belong, she followed that up by saying, as soon as I felt that pull that I didn't want to be there with my family, immediately I also felt guilt. And this is another topic I wanted to talk about that pertains to these personal relationships. We are so conditioned by collective consciousness to remain in the same relationships our whole lives, whether they be romantic or not. You're supposed to always be present and there for your biological family because they're your family. Or if you love someone, you're supposed to fight for that love, right? This is what collective consciousness ingrains in us. But these kind of patterns contradict the flow of life. So in these times, when you feel, for instance, my friend that was feeling guilt because she didn't want to be in the presence of her biological family at that moment, and then she felt guilt. Why did she feel guilt? She felt guilt because the collective consciousness patterns will allow our egos to make movies. So if, for instance, I don't feel well with a particular person in front of me, and my mind says, oh, why, I start feeling guilty. Well, but that person is your family. What's wrong with you? You're not a good person. And the mental movies start. Don't allow the mental movies to overtake you. You may have thoughts that say, you're supposed to always be here for this person. Let the movies go, but follow the pull of your heart or your soul or your higher self. It's the portal for all of these things is your heart center. If you happen to be in front of someone that you feel a strong energetic pull that tells you, I'm not really compatible energetically with this person at this present moment, don't feel bad. Everything is okay. You can simply say to life and remain open and say, okay, it just means that I'm not supposed to dance with this person right now, so I'm going to go dance over there. And what life is doing is that for every time you turn in a different direction, you cross paths with other souls that are compatible energetically with you at that present moment. So this may be that if old friends are dropping off, new friends come in. And this whole dance is so beautiful, and we need not make mental movies about them with guilt or sadnesses or anything like that. If you feel those emotions come up and you don't repress them, let them come out, let them process, but try not to allow your mind to make too many movies about all of these changes in relationships. At the end of the day, feel love and compassion no matter who is with you. Your energetic network is huge, and it doesn't just include biological family. It includes a whole host of souls that have come down to walk with you in this life. And at one particular moment, you may not be energetically compatible with a soul, so you may turn to dance with another soul, but you don't turn away from that person with hatred or anger or anything like that. You can go dance with someone else and still feel unconditional love and compassion for the soul that you don't happen to be energetically compatible with at that given moment. Always look upon your brothers and sisters with love and compassion, because in these movements, in these enormous energetic changes, we are all trying our best. We really are. We're trying our best to adjust, to evolve, and to live beautifully. So there you have it. Changes in relationships right now in this energy. They're happening, and if they're happening to you, everything is okay. Breathe deeply and just remember that dance floor. You're meant to dance with one soul, then another, then a group, then another group. We're here on this beautiful dance. We could smile through it, right? Have a great week, everyone.